This is Yerushalmi Berachos Daf Samach Beis in the Art Scroll Oz V'Hadar pagination. In the Vilna pagination, it is on Mem Gimel of Beis. We are starting from the second line, Time Reb Chia. We got up there yesterday, and in the Vilna, it is 5 lines to the bottom. Time Reb Chia. Reb Chia Torah Baisa. Ein working on pass el b'shoshu pores. You don't make a bracha on the bread except when you're slicing it. When you're slicing the bread, you make the bracha. Amra b'chir barva hadar mara. This teaches us. Hayin denasa pugla. The Mashbiach says normally a pugla is a radish. Snow, I think it's radish. But here it's possible that it is should be read as pigul. And it's talking about a piece of bread that is found to be dirty. It's disgusting, etc. So let's see how that works. Ahen denasif pugla, a dirty piece of bread. And he makes a brach on it. V'lo aseh liyadeh, and does not come into his hands. And the Mashbiach explains when that he's going over, Rabbi Chia said, pores. That means when you're about to cut the bread, because then you can see if it's clean or not clean. And it's appropriate to eat at that point, not prior to taking it into your hand, because you have to examine it. Now, this teaches us somebody who takes a dirty piece of bread, and he makes a bracha upon it before it comes into his hand. And now, when he takes his hand after the bracha, he finds it to be disgusting and not suitable to be a bracha, for a bracha, has to make a bracha on it a second time. I guess when he cleans it off, and if he eats another piece of bread, he also has to make a second bracha because his first bracha is the batala. Therefore, and that is why he only make a bracha b'shal shu pores when you actually cut it. So so the way he learns it's time again. Somebody takes a disgusting piece of bread, and he makes a bracha because he hasn't come into his hand yet. He hasn't examined it yet. So he has to make a bracha on it a second time, or on another piece of bread after it is no longer disgusting to him, or when he finds a piece of bread which is not disgusting. You have to say Baruch Shem Kvod Malchus Avad. If you say bracha batah, such as in this case, where you made the bracha on the disgusting piece of bread, you have to say Baruch Shem Kvod Malchus Avad. This is what we do when we say made a bracha by mistake. Shalol Azkir Shem Shamayim Batah. But the reason why we say it is fascinating, according to the Yerushalmi. According to Yerushalmi, it's a big chiddush. It says if you say Baruch Shem Kvod Malchus Avad, it's not that you're atoning for the saying of bracha batala. It fixes the bracha batala. How so? It makes it say that the shem shamayim which you said is no longer the batala because you immediately said Baruch Shem Kvod Malchus Avad and we're masaking it. So it's different than we normally understand Baruch Shem Kvod Malchus Avad as a kind of atonement or asking for mechila. No, it's a way of making the bracha juxtaposed to a praise. So the shem Hashem, even though it was not chal on the food because you have to make another bracha on food, it's chal on the Baruch Shem, and you ended up praising HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and that's why it's not a bracha batala. I think that's the pshat in Yerushalmi. Ad kam yivarich. So to what extent do you make a bracha? So the evidently the Pnei Moshe had a girsa here. Ad kama yifros. How much should you cut? It means the same thing. In other words, how much did you cut off of the bread when you're making the bracha? Rabbi Chanina, Rabbi Marachan Amar Ad Kazayis. You can even you could cut off a piece the size of a kazayis. Chanamar Ad Pachas Mikazayis. Even if you make a cut of a smaller size of kazayis, that's okay. That's a man the kazayis kadnia tamon bekulam petitin kazayis. This is the Psalm of Moshe. Manu kazayis dafgot hamek haydetlin beperk vavdim nachas. Kam nachas anaseis bekli to unos petita. When you make a mincha, you put in the kli sharis, you have to pound it. B'shem poitzon, v'nosen shem and levona. You pound it and then you put on oil and frankincense. The chol petitin kazesim. All the pieces to which you pulverize it have to be a kazayis. Am nishum. The mishum shakoin ochas yishiraim, since the kohen is going to eat whatever's left over. Osim es hapetitim kazesim. Teshvarch le'amotzi, make them kazayis in order to make on them a motzi. Manor pachas mikazayis. The manor holds you even can make it. You can even cut off a piece less than size kazayis and make a bracha. It's tiny Rabbi Shmuel. It's going like Rabbi Shmuel said. I feel machzir l'soilta. Even if you return the mincha from its state as a baked piece of bread or baked matzah to a state of flour, you can still make a motzi on it, even though you pulverize completely. The Charedim here quotes the Rokeach, who says, Hilchos the Yerushalmi, Shir Betzia, how much you slice off the bread. East time a kazayis. Some say it has to be a kazayis. East time pachas kazayis, even less than a kazayis. Tani, we're going to kosher or macrav shalosh brachos. Anything which you bench after you eat it. But prior to eating, you say a motzi. Kosher eno macrav shalosh brachos. Anything you don't say bench afterwards. Eno melfar of motzi. Don't say a motzi prior to eating it. Hey, so when they asked, "Hare pachas mikazayis," so less than kazayis, so the eno mer achrav shalosh brachos. You don't have to bench on less than a kazayis. That's halacha. Me'ato lo yimul l'far ma'motzi lechem me'aretz. So don't say motzi when you eat from it. Rabbi Yaakov Baracha me'lushan meaning it's not going on shiurim. On the size of what you're eating, it's going on the type of grain which you're eating. It was the type of grain which is shaykh to benching. It's also shaykh to hamotzi. It's the type of grain which is not shaykh to benching. It's not shaykh to hamotzi. Rabbi Abba Shem Rav said, "Mesubim asurim litom klum." The people at the meal surrounding the table are not allowed to taste anything achitum avarach until the person who's making the bracha tastes first from his slice of bread. Rabbi Shimon Levi Omer shoisim, if it's a drinking party, not an eating party, so then you can drink abish lo shasa, even though it didn't. The mevarach did not himself yet drink. So says the Gemara about poligas and machlikas here. No, Madamar Rav Shiyukulim Skukim Lakikar Echad. But Rav said about is where they're all eating from the same loaf, which the person was botzei on. So therefore he takes first and then they take. Each one of them has his own kos. So therefore they don't have to wait for the person who is making the bracha. Tani, we learned that the person who made amotzi, he takes any portion in the meal first, whatever the course is. Elim Ratzah local cover the rabbi, but he wants to give honor to his rebbe. Oh, somebody who's greater than himself. The Torah, the greatest scholar, should be Yado. He has permission to do so. Rav can have a kotze. Rav, when he used to cut the bread, have a time with smole, he would taste with his left hand and put mafli b'yamine, and he would distribute with his right hand. The Moshe says, "Pores halechem It's slightly better at time beyond smallis. But Tolkach, and at the same time, Mechalik distribute. I'm assuming those people assembled by Morris and Raham. So it is telling us that the person makes the bracha has to taste first. So he used both hands at the same time because he didn't want people to wait for him. So that's the Pnei Moshe's shot. The Mishbeach says that it's difficult. He has difficulty in Pnei Moshe. When he specifically mentioned the left hand, he just say with one hand he would taste, and the other one he would distribute. The Charedim uproots the words of Rav from the words Karahavi Katse from here, and he puts them previously. But the Mashbiach says himself that no, it's supposed to be here, and it's going that was said previously. If you want to give honor to your Rebbe or somebody's greater than yourself, you have permission to do so. And this brings that Rav would give honor to all the people who are on his table. He would taste with his left hand and distribute to the other people with his right hand. And there's derek covet to show them that he's giving them with betuv ayin. And since Rav would taste first and then distribute, so that is a raya that the first botzeh has to taste first. Also, what's going to be brought down afterwards, sabrich, it's also to be mechabed. That's why it's brought down here because it's all part of this sugya. Okay, says Gemara further. Rav Huna Amar Ahen Damar Sabrich. Person who's distributing the bread, he says, take and make a bracha. Ain ba mishum hefsek bracha. It's not an interruption between eating and the bracha, because it's their heretz. Rav Huna Amar Hadash Sisa. Oh no, I have your point that I skipped the line. Sorry, I skipped the line. Have achvana l'toraya, but to give fodder to an ox. Yesh mishum hefsek bracha. There is a hefsek. So there's argues in the Bavli. The Bavli holds that feeding an animal is tzarkasuda. It should not be a hefsek. The Yerushalmi holds clearly not that way. Marapanim here speaks about that. So Machlekes Bavli and Yerushalmi, it seems. Marapanim discusses what the halacha is. I don't think he reconciles Bavli and Yerushalmi. Okay, Ravun Amar Hadash Sisa Vadar Mursa Shchikta Omra Shakolia Bidvaro. What is this? It says the Charedim Shisisa Kemach Mibubal B'Mayim. Flour mixed up with water. Kach B'Reish Rab Rabbeinu Yoina. Mechalek Habavli Davka Sheosim Raka. Only if you make it soft. Ken Sheosim L'Refuah, I can make it for medicinal purposes. Shekoin Tlina. Of its thick, Baramina Amazonos. So it's about a very thin flour-water mixture. And Morsan Shtikda, says the Charedim, Lois Barish Mahi. We don't know what it is. The Moshe says, K'murta Shtikda K'mo Tumurta, Vainu Sheshokim Atmorim, you grind up dates, Vosim Ezemacho, and make from them some food. But I think on shop dates we still make lights. Ravuna said, Haresh nasan l'toch piv. You put something in your mouth. V'shach b'lo birch, and you forgot you hadn't made a bracha. You have a mashkin, if it's liquid, polton. You spit it out. You ochlim, if it's food, then misakol it's starting. You push it to the side. But Rabbi Yosef, if you ochlim polton, even if it's food, you should spit it out. My mouth should be full of your praise. All the day should be your glory. So the Marapanim hymn here says, the Bavli, there's something which comes disgusting, she float, when you spit it out, that you put on one side, and you make a bracha and immediately lo mamis. So the Mishnah is going to discuss that you spit out and you make the bracha. Then also, the Bavli also brings down this idea of malatil pitil secha. And it's possible to say the Yerushalmi is also something which doesn't become discussing if you spit it out. By beverages, it says what there. One opinion is that you swallow them, and here it says you spit them out. Again, you can say it doesn't argue. Here it's about where you have beverages other than the ones on which you just took in, and therefore, since you can't make a bracha those to turn in your mouth, you spit them out. Not to have a no without a bracha, and you make a bracha on those which you have remaining. And then it's about in the Bavli where you have no more to drink. And since when you put them into your mouth, you swallow them, and you don't make a bracha because that's it. It's for following. It's after the bracha. The Rashi says that you swallow them without a bracha. The Torah brings down those who argue in terms of bracha. Rabbi Hananel holds like Rashi and Pasuk is not to make a bracha, and the Rosh holds you should make a bracha. In any event, the way the Marapani wants to learn it, he wants to reconcile the Bavli and Yerushalmi, but of course that concept, that distinction between mimis and not mimis does not seem to be stated here in the Yerushalmi. It's name Moshe's. Marapani, who is the name Moshe's, assumption one can put it in. Says go further. Akosis sachitin, somebody who chews raw wheat. That's called koses. Omer la bore mine zir oinim. The bracha makers bore mine zir oinim. And this is name Moshe says that on Daf Lamed Zayin in the Bavli it says that this, like Rabbi Huda said, each and every min has its own bracha. We have their specialized brachas. Another brisa says bore pri adama, and that's like Rabbanan who don't specialize in brachas that much. And bracha choyin it's machleikas going Rama make a bore nefashos rabos. And the Rabbit brings down the Rabbit was brought by the Rashi and the test and the Russian not sure about it, and therefore they said you have to eat it within the Suda. Be that as it may, the point is that here, if that's the case, going to Maraponi, and here it's going like computer as well, that you make a bracha burning name Zeronim, which we don't have, therefore we would make a bracha priyadama. Afyon ubishlon. If you baked and cooked the wheat, there's matcha pusas kiyamos where you can tell that they bake and cook bread. When you still tell there was originally bread there, the slices are still intact. To make a motzi umvarech achream, they make a brach achreim shows brachos bench afterwards. Maybe pusas kiyamos says no, you can't tell it as bread. It doesn't have suras apas. Omer and Barim name is Zonas, where I Baruch Achas made sure you make Al Michia afterwards. Akama Prusos, how small can they still be considered to be slices of bread? They should make a motzi, even though they're cooked already, they're recooked. Rabbi Kahana Bar Malkia, B'Shem Rav said, Ad Kazayis. Up to a kazayis is considered to still be a bread. If it's smaller than a kazayis, it's not considered to be pass, and you will make it with zonos. Hakosi Sisores, somebody who chews, evidently this is also uncooked rice. Omer Barim name is Ziranim. Same bracha before. If you baked it and cooked it, now this time about evidently where you had rice bread and you made out of it some sort of, again, you cooked it and or baked it afterwards. Omer Barim name is zonos. There is no hamotzi. You don't make a bracha afterwards, which normally means they don't make a alamichya, you make a bari nefashos. Rabbi Yirmi Omer, bari priyadama. In the cooked rice, you make a bari priyadama. Bar Marina, bari kumin Rabbi Zira, v'kumin Rabbi Chia, bar va, shahakol niya bivara. We have all those opinions here on what to make on the rice. Rabbi Shimon Chasemer, Bore Mine Ma'adanim. It was bracha altogether. But Hashem creates all sorts of delicacies. So the Gemara says, Rabbi Yossi Barabun, v'lo pligi. It looks like it's big machlekes. Misonos hadam or shako, but it's not a machlekes. But this is already something which is already way into the top of Samar Gimel Amud Aleph. So therefore, we will pick it up with brachos and the reasons tomorrow in Yerushalmi.